First speaker for tonight's cafe is Mr. Brian Hutchings. He's the Vice President of the Administration Department of Brock University, and he will be sharing with us his experience as an owner and a driver of an electric car. Mr. Ron Gross from Plug and Drive will be our second speaker for tonight, and Dr. Josipa Petrunic would be our third speaker. She is the Executive Director and CEO of Canadian Urban Transit Research and Innovation Consortium. So without further ado, I would like to invite Mr. Brian Hutchings up on the stage to talk about his experience as an electric car driver.
So my experience as I'm going to take this out for a second. So my experience with electric car. So I drive just a Chevy Volt. So it runs off electricity. It also has a gas generator engine as a backup. It will drive it. Actually, it's really ironic here that there's two people in this room that I didn't expect to be here tonight that actually influenced me to buy an electric car. One is the former provost here at Brock University, Murray Canula. Murray drove a hybrid Toyota Highlander and always was bragged to me all the time about his gas mileage back and forth to Toronto and things like that, and how well he was doing in gas mileage. And I was driving another car at the time, and the other person, actually, I'm from Grimsby, Ontario, and the other person's Jaff Stevenson. And from Grimsby, everybody knows Jaff. He owns an insurance company in town, and he drives an electric car. And he's always in the paper promoting, and in fact, he put his money where his mouth is and donated 2 electrical charging stations downtown. If you know where the liquor store is in Grimsby, there's 2 stations right there, which most of us in town where Jeff hangs out, he put two charging stations there. So actually, they're right in the room. In 2012, 2011, Brock is part of the UNESCO Biosphere, where Brock sits, and the Niagara Escarpment, as well as the Bruce Trail, and takes it quite seriously. And our head of facilities management is actually heads a sustainability coordination committee on campus, and he decided he wanted to put in an electric charging station. And it's over at International Center across the streets. I wanted to get a new car, and hearing my colleague talk about his mileage, I'm driving back and forth to Grimsby all the time, and I started looking at what I wanted to do. Well, I wanted to buy something North American, I wanted to buy something union made, and I also wanted to buy something that was great for the sustainability and so when I went down the list, the Chevy Volt came out #1, and I've been driving it now for a year. September 2014 I purchased it. I have 30,000 kilometers on. I'm getting 0.5 liters per 100K. It does kick into gas when it gets below 2 degrees Celsius, and my car kicks into gas mode automatically. You can't take it out of it. It needs to keep the battery warm. The experience, I guess I'm supposed to talk about my experience with the car, has been great. When I talk to people and I sell it, I'm excited by it. People say, does it go fast? I love to have a sign on the highway that said, you've just been passed by an electric car. Most people don't know. It zooms, it goes very fast. It's when you put your foot on the gas or the electricity, it just goes. There's no pause. It automatically goes. It has the opposite, Jeff, I don't know if you find this as well, but the highway coming from Grimsby, the car, it's the opposite of a car. It does not like the highway. It doesn't like the push, the steady push on the gas or electricity. It likes city driving. I've left Brock many times, gone down the hill, done a couple errands, business, and come back up. I've had actually more mileage on my car from the resistance going down the hill and the mileage and things like that. The thing about the electric car for me and the Volt, it's become obsessive. That little number, liters per 100K, is obsessive. It's totally, I don't want to use gas. It's not that I don't want to pay for gas, I just don't want to use the gas. And it becomes part of my planning, my trips. I find out what hotel has one. I actually will go there, that hotel. We'll stay at that hotel. I work on my trips, I go on CAA and look up who has electric charging stations and where I can charge. And I'm going to give one, not a shout out, the opposite, one hang up to one organization actually here in St. Catharines. The one organization in St. Catharines that should be promoting electrical energy use is called Horizon Utilities. I can't tell you how many times I parked in front of Horizon, I phoned them, and again, a little obsessive about this.
I can't charge you either, and I work there.
You're okay, thank you. I go there, and I go down to a Badger hockey game, and my wife will, you know, we go for dinner, my buddy drives in from Thorold, we go for dinner, and I said, you know, do me a favor, I'm going to park here, and I'm going to charge while I go to the hockey game, and you can drop me off, and I can drive home, because my car will be fully charged. It doesn't work. I've phoned about 10 times, talked to the manager.
Stay tuned, we're changing the charge point, they're going to actually have a charge associated with it.
Finally, because...
It's going to be paid parking for you, but...
I said I'll even pay. It doesn't matter. It's all pay, but it doesn't work. And so I keep telling you, one place that should be promoting this electrical, because it's going to be future. If everybody uses electric cars, it's better revenue. Anyways, so that's a bit of my pet peeve locally. But you do become a little bit obsessive with where you charge. I've had nothing but great experience with both the car and the experience of driving an electric car. And as I said, it's well planned out. My trips are planned out. We think about it a lot, and it becomes a bit of an experience. But I'm not pure electric. My car goes about 70 to 80K on electric charge. Takes about 3 hours to charge on a 240 volt, which I have one at home. And if it's not a 240 volt, 120 does about 9 hours to charge it. So charge it up. But it's been a great experience, and I think that's basically my experience. And I said everybody gets in that car. I can't tell you people got in that car, and I've driven them somewhere, and they said, wow, this is my first trip in an electric car, it's going to be really neat. And they come out and they said, I don't notice. I think people think it's going to be some sort of difference or some, you know, it's not going to work as well, it's going to be sputtering along, and anyways, but it's been a good experience. But I think those are my impressions. I don't have much more to say than that. So,
do you know your lifetime liters per 100?
Just 0.5 liters per 100K.
How do you do that?
How do I do that?
Yeah.
0.5 liters, yeah.
On the lifetime on the car?
Lifetime, I have 30,000K on it, yeah.
Wow,
and why I do that is because I drive from Grimsby. Brock has a charging station. Fully charged to Brock, drive home, charge it at home. So, and then I've got, again, I'm kind of a little obsessive about it, and you try to plan your trips. We're going to Niagara Falls on the weekend. I know the hotel we're staying doesn't have a charge, but the next one does. I'll charge there. Or we head into Toronto or whatever, I'll find a charging station there. So, yes.
Brock just has the one charging station?
Just the one. It's great.
Have you been iced yet, or are there times when you cannot use it?
Never been iced. Never had a problem using it. We're looking at putting 2 more in. The federal, the provincial governments are looking at some incentives. We're looking at putting one down here at the Maryland Walker, and we're looking at putting one more on campus. Not to do with me. It's because they'll fund the province and the feds will fund it. I actually put in a charging station by my not a 240, just a 120. I put it by my car. I paid for it. I proof it. And many faculty members emailed me and challenged me on that. I paid $1,289 to put a charging station in by my car, and so many times I charge in the 240, drive it over, and just keep it warm, keep the battery warm to when I leave it. Tom?
What difference does it make to your electric bill?
Great question. It's about $40, about $30 to $35, $40 a month. Try to do it. It's got, my car has a timer in it, so even when I pull up at 6 o'clock at night coming home from work, or 7:30 if you talk to Dr. Lightstone because I'm working so late. Midnight. But 6 o'clock, if I pull up, it's got a timing mechanism that I can press it, and instantly will go to after hours, after 7 when the rates go lower, and so it'll automatically stay there, won't do anything, and then 7 o'clock it magically starts charging as well at home. So yeah, about $35 a month. So much, yeah. Again, I'm paying before that. Every week in gas back and forth to Grimsby all the time, and I usually come up to Brock on weekends to watch a sports game or something, but about 6 days a week, and I was paying about $70 to $80 a week in gas, so in my former car. So, any other questions? I don't drive.
That's $40 a month for electricity.
Electricity.
It's about $300 a month in gas.
We're about $320 a month in gas season, so it's about $280 net between the two. So, yeah, so that's the difference. Okay.